All right, Lauren, let's talk about some video games. Let's start the show off with You Should Know About This.
Okay.
So the top gaming story in the video game industry right now is that there is a belief that PlayStation has a new portable device. And insider gaming sources have alerted Tom Henderson of the development of an all-new handheld gaming platform from Sony. The company's first since the PlayStation Vita's unfortunate release. Damn. And subsequent flop. Damn, they just gonna take a hot shit on the PlayStation Vita over a decade ago. It's codenamed the Q Lite, and it sounds like it's poised to seriously upgrade the remote play experience for PlayStation fans. Henderson's sources described the handheld device as being roughly the size of a PlayStation 5 controller and featuring an 8-inch LCD touchscreen in the center. So I don't know. So basically what this is rumored to be, Lauren, is a handheld device that will play games as long as you have a PlayStation 5. So it's essentially a cloud-based gaming device. Does that make sense?
That you can only use in your house.
No. You can use it anywhere. Kind of like Xbox Cloud Play or whatever cloud service, where you, as long as you have your system and the games installed on your, it has no.
Well, I mean, that's kind of fucking stupid. Like, can't you just use your phone?
You can.
So why do I have to buy a whole new system to do that?
So I'm guessing that it's going to be about, number one, the quality of the screen and the dedicated screen for PlayStation games. It's going to be about having a built, so the unit is all in one, the controller and the screen.
Yeah, but we have Wi-Fi in our car, and pretty much everywhere that I go that there's Wi-Fi, it's shitty.
Yeah, I agree with you. And so to me, I don't know who this is designed for. That's what I can't figure out right now. Because if you talk about price point, this thing's going to cost $200+.
Yeah.
So it's a $200 investment to get an accessory for the PlayStation that, what you said is exactly right, allows you to play games more than likely from your couch instead of your TV. That's the reality. That's where this thing is going to get the most use, because nobody goes on vacation. Nobody goes on an airplane and gets Wi-Fi that is strong enough to power something to play. As it is, cloud-based games are a little janky to begin with.
I always feel like you're kind of behind.
Yeah.
So I have a question though.
Go for it.
Now I had a PSP, right? I didn't do the Vita. Vita came after PSP.
I believe so. Yes.
It's like an upgraded version.
I never played any of the PlayStation portables.
I fucking loved my PSP. I'd play Burnout Revenge over and over and over, and I had 2 movies, and of course they were expensive back then, so I would watch those.
The consensus I hear from most people who had the devices is that they loved it. I think.
So why didn't the PlayStation Vita blow up more?
So my opinion, this is based on just what I'm thinking, is it's cost versus value, right? Mm-hmm. So those were expensive consoles. I think they were $300 to $400 probably.
For just a little handheld thing.
Yeah, especially when it was OLED and stuff like that, and it was literally just a handheld.
Yeah.
And so that's a pretty expensive price point to get into for games that weren't necessarily console quality. They might have looked fine on a PlayStation Vita or PlayStation a PSP, but they weren't. They're competing at the time with Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. So I don't know that they were capturing a market there. People weren't as mobile yet. I don't think people were as ready.
So timing.
Yeah. So I think timing wasn't good. And I think price point was a big problem. Like you said, movies super expensive. I think games were fairly expensive. I think it wasn't really until, and I think that, the other thing that hurt is there's always been Nintendo handheld consoles that are affordable and had huge libraries of games.
True.
That people have enjoyed, right?
Yeah, there weren't very many games to choose from.
Exactly. And so that's always existed as competition. I don't think it was until the Switch came out with this idea that it could be portable and a home console that people were like, okay, I'll give it a try. Then you hear a lot of people go, well, I only play it in handheld mode. So I think they got converted over.
Yeah.
But I think they needed that comfort of being able to. I can still
do it both ways.
I can still plug this into my TV and play the games that I love on my TV. So I think that's a. I would argue that that's probably one of the biggest issues, was just that, like, you had to commit a certain amount of money to having a console that, first off, didn't have a huge library of games, and secondly was just like relatively expensive for something that you were going to take with you on a commute.
Well, and you bring up, the Nintendo Switch, right?
Yeah.
If I have a Switch, am I then going to invest money into another handheld?
You're talking about for this?
Yeah.
So the argument I would make there is that it's going to play PlayStation 5 games, which there's a vast difference in the power.
Same games that you could play on your phone.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's the argument that is going to be the hardest selling point. Yeah, I mean, that's going
Why
to be.
Why do I need your thing?
To me, this is another one of those things where, and Sony has a tendency to do this, to make things for a very small group of people, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be hardcore PlayStation people who buy this thing. But I think to the average consumer, they're going to go, but you just told me I could do this on my phone with a PlayStation. Like, the PlayStation controller pairs up to your phone.
Yeah.
And you can play. And I don't know, how big is a iPhone screen?
It's
like
about 8 inches.
Yeah, so I think
it's almost as big as your Switch
exactly.
thing.
So I think that you're not getting any
and
bigger size.
The quality is real fucking good too.
You're not going to get a better screen than an iPhone. So I don't know. I don't know who this is for, but it's something that I think people need to know about. All right, let's move on to the second segment of the show, Lauren. I'm calling it Who's the Hero? And in this segment, we're going to talk about two different video game characters, okay? And one, you're going to choose to defend you and be your hero. And the other, you will make the villain of your story. Now, this week, I chose two characters that you may not know, because I thought it might be interesting to let you kind of hear about them and more pick based on looks. But we chose Kratos from God of War.
Yes.
And Dante from Devil May Cry. Now, do you want a little backstory on these guys
I would,
here?
Actually.
Okay, so Dante is the main protagonist of the Devil May Cry series, a popular action-adventure hack-and-slash video game franchise. He is a demon hunter and the son of the legendary demon Sparta and a human Eva, which they grant him supernatural abilities. Dante is known to be cocky but confident, incredibly agile, and unmatched in combat skills. He wields a variety of weapons, including swords and firearms, and he can transform into a powerful demon known as the Devil Trigger.
Okay.
Now we have Kratos. You might be more familiar with Kratos.
Sounds very familiar, the name.
Kratos is the central character of the video game God of War, an action-adventure game set in the realm of Greek and Norse mythology. Kratos is a former Spartan warrior who embarks on a quest for vengeance against the gods who have wronged him. Over the course of the series, Kratos becomes the God of War and faces numerous mythological beings, including gods, titans, and monsters. He is known for a brutal combat style, his immense strength, and unrelenting determination. Kratos wields powerful weapons like the Blades of Chaos, which are chained to his arms, and he has the Levithian axe to battle against mythological foes.
Question.
Go for it.
Is this the game that we played together up here on the screen and we'd figure out the puzzles and have to move the blocks?
No, that was Immortals.
Or something like that.
That was Immortals Among Us or something like that. That was not. No, God of War was what I played over there on the other there where Kratos was like, he's trying to take his son up a mountain or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I kind of remember.
I never finished the game, but
all right, cool.
Yeah. So basically, your pros for Kratos are he's a demigod, strength, resilience, lots of combat experience, has some powerful weapons and divine powers. He's kind of adaptable. He likes to learn new skills.
I mean, I don't really need to know much, okay?
Okay.
I can already tell you I made up my mind.
Okay, let's go.
And I definitely want Dante to protect me because motherfucker can turn into like a devil Spartan god.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, Kratos, I think that he's beatable. by
Okay.
Dante.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my chances and let Dante be my man.
Okay, so
protect
you
me.
went Dante over Kratos, which
Yeah.
is interesting because every fiber in my body told me to take Kratos. He's a
Really?
fucking god, right?
Yeah, I mean.
But then
I don't know.
I went into Chat GPT
Uh-huh.
and I asked Chat GPT who was going to win in this
did they say?
battle. Chat GPT says Dante emerges as the winner in the battle against Kratos due to his superior speed, his devil trigger ability,
That's
and
what
his
I said.
extensive arsenal of weapons and fighting skills. Additionally, Dante's durability and experience in handling formidable enemies gives him an edge. While Kratos is ruthless and has vast combat experience, his brute strength is not enough to overcome Dante's agility, adaptability, and powerful abilities.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm correct.
Well, that's if you think ChatGPT understands. We'll get
ChatGPT
anybody
knows
else can weigh in and let us know who would win in a fight, Kratos or Dante from God is War. Let's end the show with what's coming out next week. This is a list of games that are coming out for consoles next week. That would be the week of April 10th through April 16th. We have 5 games coming out. We have a game called The Process of Elimination.
Okay.
That's coming out on PlayStation 4
What's that?
and the Nintendo Switch. Weird.
Okay.
Sherlock Holmes, The Awakened 2023 remake. So this is a remake of an old game. It's coming out on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch.
Did you ever play the first one?
Never did.
All right.
We've got Tron.
Tell you how much it is.
No, I don't have prices here. I have Tron Identity. Comes out April 11th. That comes out on PC and Switch. Interesting.
Okay.
We have Ghostwire Tokyo. Comes out on Xbox. And then we have the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. Now, I would show you trailers, but none of these games are that appealing to me right now. I think in the next couple weeks we'll get
I never
some.
played Tron. Sherlock Holmes might be kind of interesting to me if it's like
It's a
point
remake,
and click or
and
something.
the fact that it's a remake and I never really heard of the game prior to this.
Yeah.
Nothing I'm gonna play this week.
No.
Nothing new. I'm gonna stick to.
I'm good, bro.
I was playing Survivalist on Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna get you to download that
You did
when
tell
we
me
get
to do
off
that.
here.
Yeah.
It's an old game. It's nothing new, but it's just an 8-bit like Minecraft survival game.
Yeah.
That I love survival games, so I'm looking forward to that. And then probably play more. I played some MLB The Show.
You did?
It was pretty fun.
Okay.
I'm not a big baseball guy. What I like about MLB The Show, and this is my first time ever playing the series, was when I started the game, it took me through this process of like, we have 4 or 5 different ways to play this game. Okay. You go super in depth where you have to like guess where the pitch is going to go, line it up, hit this, bam. Nah, I don't want to do that. I was able to kind of tweak my batting to where it was just choose a direction and choose the timing.
Yeah.
And for pitching, it was kind of the same. It was like, choose where you want the pitch to go, hit the timing, and then it's good. But like, it's cool because it kind of tailored the game. I'm not hardcore on baseball, so
Different difficulties.
yeah. So I'm able to play the game kind of like it's more of a.
I'm just never that good at sports games because there's so much going on. I don't know where the fuck the ball is half the time or who has it.
That's big
So
big part of the system there.
I know that's why I'm not
finding
the
the ball.